Hi, I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is live from the Hotel Edison. Times Square Chronicles presents Zoom Style. Today, we are with one of the most prolific lyricists. He's also an amazing director, and he had a show that opened last night called About Time. This is the sequel to Starting Here, Starting Now, and Closer Than Ever. We're talking Richard Maltby Jr.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Okay, so I want to know this question. How did you and David Shire start working together?
Oh dear, this is our classic story, but we met as freshmen at Yale. Um, I I am embarrassed to say it was 70 years ago, but we 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 both went to Yale because Yale had a theater and they sometimes did original musicals, and we were determined separately to he wanted to compose a musical, I wanted to write one. And we had a mutual friend who introduced us. We weren't altogether happy with each other. I thought he was this amazing hick from Buffalo, and he thought I was this pretentious snob who'd gone to Exeter. And we were both right. And we looked very hard to find some other person that we could collaborate with, but there was nobody else. We were the only game in town. There was no way we weren't going to work together. So we were thrust together. And then over the 4 years, you know, I mean, David, who knew that the only game in town was also a world-class composer? Um, we both really lucked out, and we sort of marvel at it all the time because uh, we just enjoy writing together.
How many shows have you and David written together?
Well,
Besides the ones that have been produced, like the ones that
I
didn't.
mean, if you add the ones that opened out of town or that
Yep.
um, I actually would have to take a great deal of time to figure out. Probably something like 25, I would imagine. Um, I'm just guessing, but there are also various stages of not finished. There are shows that have 6 songs and 12 that were never written. Some that have complete scores, some that were produced in, like Susatska was produced in Toronto. Um,
And whatever happened to Madam?
oh, it was it was a startling thing. The staff that was producing the show was not effective, and it 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 didn't do well. It has probably maybe when a lot of people think it's Davidson my best score, but it went down with the ship.
That's what Vicky told me.
Yeah. Well, I have a recording of it if you want to hear it.
God, I'm so sorry. Like, I do. I'm sorry. I have allergies and they're attacking.
No, if you would like to, I would be happy to send you this. It's a board feed recording,
Yes, I want to hear this.
and it's quite exciting. Um,
Now, you also directed this, right?
this new show, yes, I directed it. Yeah, I mean, I don't do it because I don't like I'm this egomaniac that has to direct his own stuff. I'd be happy to give it up, but they're new songs, and I know things about them that no director is going to know. So I'm going to sit there saying, "Well, no, that's not really what it's about."
Wait, let's. Uh, I thought this was going to go linear, but it's not. Um, Directing. You do a lot of directing. Do
I
you
do.
know what do you like doing better, the directing or the writing?
Well, directing a play is one thing. Directing a musical is another. Directing a play is really directing, but directing a musical is writing the show. It's creating the whole show, and that's what I like to do. So if I direct it, it's because I want to do the whole thing. And uh, I mean, I did Ain't Misbehavin' and Fosse, both of
Right.
which. won Tony Awards.
Tony.
And they are the only two reviews that ever won Tony Awards. How about that? Um,
Well, that's
two,
because Closer Than Ever and Starting Here, Starting Now never got to Broadway.
they were off Broadway. Well, they were small shows. They were never intended to go, you know.
I think that Closer could have easily gone to Broadway.
It could have, and if it went to what used to be called the Helen Hayes Theater, that theater, it could have.
Well,
Um,
you've got maybe Happy Ending, small stage. You have Two Strangers Carried a Cake Across New York, bigger stage, but
yeah, no, it could definitely be true, and in fact, our producer Joey Parnes just said the other day we had the Saturday night before we opened, we had one of those audiences that you dream of, that just
Hmm.
got every joke, got every line, and didn't sound like 12 of your friends in the corner. But it was absolutely wonderful. And Joey said, I have to tell you, probably think I'm crazy, but I think this show should go to Broadway. So maybe it will.
Could there ever be another show that takes Starting Here, Starting Now, Closer Than Ever, and About Time and combines it so that you're seeing it all in one?
Well, of course, that thought has crossed our minds.
Oh, good. I'm glad I
There,
got there.
there, there are several theaters that are possible for that. We're pitching it to the Signature in Washington in particular, um, and so I'm just writing this down, right? Excuse me.
Well, while you're at this, I'm asking you.
No, it was yeah, it would be great to do it. We might even, if we are really rolling in New York, we could perhaps do it simultaneously in this theater. You could easily um you could do Closer Than Ever with the same cast. And you would need three younger people for Starting Here, Starting Now.
Not really. I actually watched that last night. It's on
Really?
you. It's on YouTube.
Yes. I know that's strange.
And I watched the whole thing.
It's really good. I'm surprised. I hadn't seen it in a long time.
No, I forgot what a great belter Lonnie Ackerman was.
Those three people,
Yes.
I mean, they sound like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. I mean, they're so great.
No,
It-
I watched that and then I watched segments of Closer.
yeah.
But I knew Closer because I had done it.
Oh well, there you go. Just to be sure, just to be clear, that's George Lee Andrews, Lonnie Ackerman, and Marjorie Cohen who were in
Right.
Starting Here, Starting Now.
Of in Starting Here, Starting Now, what song are you the happiest or means the most to you from that show?
I don't remember Christmas.
Ah, bingo, mine too. And Closer Than Ever, which one?
I well, that's harder, but probably If I Sing, which
Yes.
is a tribute to both of us. Both David and I are sons of band leaders, and so we it occurred to us that we had never done any kind of tribute. We had the title of If I Sing, and I went off to London to do Miss Saigon, and David sent me just the melody, and it was this gorgeous melody. I couldn't
Funny.
wait to work on it. It's not the way it usually happens. We usually work over the melody a little bit together, but it was perfect.
And About Time, what's your favorite song?
Uh, well, I guess it's What Do I Tell the Children, which is the one of the only political songs we have ever written. And because it's a personal political song. It's about the one of the worst things that has happened to the world of Trump is that language is debased and that people we are deprived of the thrill of when you're a grandparent of giving the moral lesson to your grandchild, you know. We want to tell them to be a good person and how to do it and know what right and wrong is and everything, because that's the way you'll succeed in the world. Well, they can read the newspapers and they know that's not the way the world operates. Liars and cheats and con men, they don't get put into prison. They get to be president of the United States. So we're deprived of that. And it's kind of heartbreaking. And it's underneath of everything else that's going on in the world. So anyway, that's we actually turned that into a song with a gorgeous melody that David wrote. And so
It's
that's
vocal gymnastics for the male that sings it.
yeah, it's got a big range. It's got a high note at the
Oh, it's
third.
a great song. I
Yeah.
actually sat behind Jason Robert Brown and his wife Georgia Stitt
Mm.
last, and as I'm hearing the song, all I could think of it were his songs about a gun, the song about a gun and the one about saving. And all I could think of, Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
And was
Yes,
like, your
yeah.
song is right. I could see like these three songs playing together.
Yeah.
What do you look for when you write a show? What were you looking for?
Well, what you find is not always what you look for.
Mm.
You you look for a good story or I mean, this is a review, so it doesn't have a story, but it does have a theme. And we in the past, the reviews that we've written have often been or have included a lot of trunk songs that were written for a show that never happened, or a show that never came to New York, or a song that was cut from a show that did come to New York. Um, and so we that's what we made, that's what we did. And we sort of thought we'd do that again because we have a lot of them. And recently we had written several different shows, and we thought that would be good. And we put together an evening at 54 Below of those songs, and it went very well. The audience really liked it. Um, but it was a grab bag. It didn't have any uniformity at all. And we realized, to our horror, that if this idea was a really good idea and we wanted to pursue it, we were going to have to write. We were going to have to write new songs. And
How
as
many
it
new songs are written?
uh, in the show, I would say 80% of the show is new for this show.
Wow.
And we've written them in the last 3 years. Yeah.
Wow. Because my favorite song in this show, actually, one of my favorite songs, I have three, is the cut song from Big.
Oh yeah, Little Susan Lawrence. Yes.
That song was brilliant.
Yeah. We got cut from Big, and then now it's in the version that we license. It's put back into the show, but it has never been heard in New York, so it's fair game. It's one of my favorite lyrics. It's one of my favorite melodies, and I'm just really happy. What are the other ones that you like?
The dance song.
Oh, not all I want to do is go dancing. The disco song, yes.
Uh-huh. And Smart.
Smart people, yes.
And I
Those.
like I like the song and dance, the British song and dance one.
Oh yes, yeah.
But I have to say, I sat there during the song going, are Richard and David trying to tell us something?
And then we did. And then we do. It's a message from 100 years ago.
I know.
Interestingly enough,
But
my mother's father was Cockney English. And indeed, he did teach my mother all those English music hall songs. And she did teach me them. Uh,
really?
yeah. So I mean, all of that
Wait,
is
with the red lip and all?
the red lip part of it. No, that's part of the story. But But in the background of it, it was that. And when I did the Jim Dale show, I don't know if you ever saw that. It
Oh,
was
yes, I did.
it's
Love that show.
well, his story is the story of English music of English comedy, really, starting with English music hall. The only person still alive who has a foot in the life of music hall. And every time he would sing some old music hall song, I knew it. I knew them.
Oh, really?
He was right in the middle of the road, right in the middle of the road. And some of the old jokes that because in music hall you didn't once you had an act you never changed it because people wanted to see the same thing. So when you came back you had to do the same act.
One of the things I loved about the show was the dual Steinway pianos
Hmm.
and the underscoring. I thought that underscoring was seriously spectacular,
Yeah, it is.
especially the left hand.
Well, it's 50% of it is David Shire's piano music, which is just breathtaking. I
It
mean,
was breathtaking.
in fact, he listens to some of these parts and it says to me, "How did I ever play that?" Manhattan Skyline, which is, a disco number from Saturday Night Fever with lyrics.
Oh, that's from Saturday night?
Yeah, you can hear the orchestra version
Oh,
of
I
it.
can.
Yeah,
I could.
it's in Saturday Night Fever. But what got me was that Dennis Cordell, the musical director, and his wife Annie Pasqua uh, had developed a four-hand version of it. They sit side by side of the piano and they play the whole thing. It is so thrilling. It is so exciting, and the two of them playing are just so cute that the moment I heard it, I started thinking about a lyric for it. So I made it the story of four different artists
Oh,
from
wow.
all over the country who come to we follow the trajectory of their life in New York because there is a trajectory of life in New York, and it's not the one you think. You don't come into New York and find it hard. Actually, when you're new to New York, you get picked up. You get to be
Well, I love
successful.
that. I love that you did that. What do you call it? That circle of life where when you're young and successful, and then you've been successful, and like now you're no longer in
Yeah.
existence.
Now you're old news, and new people coming to New York and getting all the attention, and you hate them. And then, you know, still it's New York City, and coming driving in from Newark, it says, there they are, the lights of New York City, and it still promises, and it still offers, and you can still do it again. It's when I we pre when we did a presentation of it the first time around, Jason Daniely was in it,
Oh,
and
wow.
he the cast was all kind of gushy about this song, but he was sitting in the chair, sort of not moving, and I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, "That's my life up there."
I, I think there's going to be a lot of people that can relate to that segment, the key segment, and the and Lynn's song about wanting to be in Wicked and wanting to quit, but it's the only
Yeah,
thing I know.
yeah.
I
No,
thought that was,
that is of course her story. That happened to
oh,
her.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Sad.
many, so
She's
many
good.
of the songs that have interesting plots or interesting stories to them are interesting because somebody told me something. Because real life produces much more interesting things than fiction writers can come up with. Um,
I have
no,
to ask,
she told me everything, including Fun Home, was in it.
I have to ask you my favorite question. They say that eyes are the windows of the soul, but I think songs are. So today, right now, what song or cycle of songs describes Richard Maltby Jr.?
Well, at this particular moment, About Time does.
Hmm.
About Time is, I told you we discovered, David and I faced each other and realized, oh my God, we're going to have to write songs, which meant that we had to find what is the subject matter? What are we going to write about? Well, we are of an age. We are. we know what this is like. What are the astonishing thoughts that go through our heads at our age that we never saw coming?
Mm.
And what are the feelings that we feel that we never saw coming? And they are quite complicated. I mean, to begin with, there's an elephant sitting on the coffee table all the time, which
Yeah.
is life is finite. And however you don't want to look at that, it's finite. It could be
It's
next.
also health.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all any number of things can happen, or they don't. But you keep going, and it is in many ways the best and most meaningful part of the whole journey. I mean, as Dan's line has a line at the end when um, he says, "Oh life, I'm so glad I stopped in for a visit."
That was a great line.
Yeah,
A great line.
I hope that will be a memorable sort of catchphrase. Um,
I think so. I think, but it's funny because a lot of your show, like I think people need to see it more than once
I would
because
say that is absolutely true.
there's so much in it that you really need to think.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
I mean, I wrote the review last night, but I'll probably look at it in 2 days from now going, why did I write it so quick? Um,
I'm sure that that's the case. It's been typical of our shows. Um, you really like them, you're really impressed at the beginning, but you love them after you've gotten the cast album or if you've seen it 3 times or something like that.
are you planning on making a cast album of this?
Well, we have a cast album of the Goodspeed production, but we will probably that's with a somewhat different cast of two of the
Right.
cast members are different. So we are addressing that right now. We will probably make a recording of it, an in-theater recording, I think.
Are you going to have like Broadway HD come and video this?
Well, we haven't gone to them yet, but we
We should
certainly can.
talk to Bonnie and Stuart because this is definitely a
Stuart Lane,
show.
right? That's Stuart Lane, right?
Yeah, Stuart Lane and Bonnie Comley.
Uh-huh. Well, I know
I know
them.
Daryl loved it. I talked to her.
Yeah, Daryl was great, wasn't she?
Mhm.
The very first show she ever produced was Closer Than Ever.
She told me because, well, who told me first? I think Jamie told me first that that was it.
Mm.
So during intermission, I made sure that she met my guest
Uh-huh.
because Lorna Dallas
Oh, Norton was your guest. Oh,
it was my guest. I brought somebody that I thought would be very interesting to see the show with me.
yes. She had seen it before already. She was seeing it again. She
And
was
she
in
said at
a
54.
production. She was in a production of Closer Than Ever in Manchester, England.
Yep.
That's where
That's
I
why
heard.
I thought you'd be thrilled that I did that one.
I absolutely was. I was happy to see her again. She's really a wonderful person and lovely talent. I mean,
She is.
this is not, this is a part she can play.
Actually, yes, she could. Um, who inspired you to do what you do?
To write songs,
To
you
write
mean?
songs, to direct.
Oh, well, my father was a trumpet player. My mother was a dancer who had stopped dancing when she had children. Um, and so I went when we moved to New York when I was 7 from Chicago. Um, I would go. We lived in Syosset, Long Island, which is an hour out of New York, and we'd go in and I saw Where's Charlie with Ray Bolger and Guys and Dolls and Carousel. I mean, those original productions, and I loved them. But what I really loved was the Radio City Music Hall, the stage shows at the Radio City Music Hall. They were, half an hour long. And those days, the music hall opened at 9:30 in the morning, and
Mhm.
there was a movie, a stage show, a movie, a stage show, a movie, a stage show, and then a late movie every day.
Wow.
So they did three stage shows during the course of the day. And 9:30 in the morning, people are filling a 5,000 seat theater, and they did.
That
Uh,
would never be me.
I
I am
know,
not a morning person.
but they did that. And the best time of my life was that my father, who was an orchestrator, was hired to orchestrate the Easter show at the music hall one year. And we went in because they did it every day. The
Uh,
changeover from the stage show from one to the next happened overnight. They would do a stage show as late as 10 o'clock on the first night and then a totally different stage show would be on stage the next day, which meant that the Rockettes had to rehearse on stage at 2 in the morning and the corps de ballet at 3 and
wow.
that sort of thing. And we drove in and went to the theater and I watched the dress rehearsal. I mean, it
Did
was
your dad let you go back and see multiple shows?
oh well, the main thing was I saw the dress rehearsal and then they showed the movie and then they had the stage show and they had rewritten it.
Oh, wow.
It was rewritten but I didn't know you could do that.
Wow.
Rewrote the opening speech that was a sort of a voiceover.
That sounds amazing. What are you and David working on now? Because I'm sure that you're working on another show as we
We
speak.
do have it. We have another show called the Country Wife, which is
Oh,
an adaptation of the William Wycherley restoration comedy, would you believe, set in New Orleans in 1840, and we're hoping to make a connection with the Little Theater in New Orleans, Le Petit Théâtre.
oh, yes, I know that theater actually.
Do you? Well, but then we wanted to do the show there, and we've talked to AJ Allegra about it, and that's in the works. And that would be a year from now. That would be in April or something of next year.
Well, Magda, do you have any questions to ask? Because you always have prolific ones.
Yes, my question is, we haven't touched on when you graduated and you started working together, what was the very, very first project that you saw on stage?
Of ours,
Yes.
in our junior year, we did a musical version of Cyrano de Bergerac that the Yale Dramatic Association produced, and it was, I mean, because we were so innocent and we didn't know what we were doing, we just did the impossible. The Cyrano de Bergerac has three of the five of the most elaborate sets. It is set in the period of the most elaborate costumes that ever was.
Mm.
And you couldn't possibly build a whole bunch of costumes like that. We just did it. We had an orchestra. The theater has no orchestra pit. We took out a couple of seats and they were sitting in the front. We had a New York orchestrator come in and orchestrate the show who lived at the Y while he was doing the work. And we just did this. And then we decided because we were years ago when Cole Porter was at Yale, they used to tour the shows that they would do. And so we decided we would tour it. We toured it to the Shakespeare Theater in Stratford, Connecticut, and then to the Phoenix Theater in New York. And we just did it. Now, I must say, I was the treasurer, and I thought I'd done a pretty good job of that. But when we got to the Phoenix in New York, I had the budget all worked out. It had never occurred to me that stagehands get paid. So the show opened, and we got this $25,000 bill for stagehands.
Oh, wow.
But I had lunch with Hal Prince just before he died, and I mentioned the show, and he said, "Oh, I know about that show." And I said, "You do? We went to the Phoenix Theater." He said, "Of, I was there." I said, "You were?" He said, "Everybody was there. Everyone in New York was there. Yale is doing a musical, and they're bringing it to New York. Everybody was there." And I didn't know. I didn't know who everybody was. There were just a bunch of people, as far as I could tell. But that, yeah, they were all there. In that show was a song called Autumn, which is the first
Oh,
that
starting here.
it's in Starting Here, Starting Now, but it was written for that show, and that's the song that's the first song that Barbara Streisand recorded of ours. Wasn't the first one to come out, but it was the first one that she recorded.
Love that song. I have to, we have to wrap up. I can't believe it worked. We've done a half an hour here. Uh,
Well, I could talk for days with
I
you.
could talk to days with you too. Um, let's publicize your show though. About Time. It's playing
At the
May
Marjorie S. Dean, a little theater, which is on 64th Street,
10
right
West 64th.
West 64th Street, just next to the Ethical Culture Building, half a block from Lincoln Center. No one knows about this theater.
Love
I,
this theater.
I had never ever heard of it. And we went around and I couldn't believe it. It's a beautiful, really, really well appointed theater. It's comfortable. It comes with equipment, lights, and everything else. It it's really it's
Never
really
heard
a,
of that theater.
yeah, no, it's really good.
And how long are you playing?
Well, we have announced 5 weeks, but we can stay for 11 weeks if we
Oh, good. So let's do a campaign and get you through the 11 weeks.
yes, indeed. So please come now. No, people are beginning to come back for the second and third time. That's a good sign.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you so much for being with me. I am so grateful that you were my guest today.
Well, thank
I,
you.
you're welcome. I'm Susanna Bowling. This is live from the Hotel Edison. Times Square Chronicles presents Zoom Style.